Chapter 5, Lesson 1. We are starting Unit 5. This is lines. Today we're going to learn about different angle relationships that are formed when two parallel lines are cut by a transversal. Okay? We are also going to find out that you can use the angle relationships to find missing angle measures. So when two lines intersect in a plane and form right angles, they're called perpendicular lines. I would like for you to make sure you write that in your spiral. Okay? Two lines are called parallel lines when they are the same they are in the same plane and do not intersect. Okay? The symbol for a parallel line is right there. So two lines that look like just not going to intersect. That's what it looks like. There's the symbol. The symbol for perpendicular is like an upside down T. Okay? It's like an upside down T. For parallel lines, we have two lines that don't intersect. What about perpendicular lines? What are those, Justin? They intersect, yes. But more specifically, they intersect how? How? Intersect and connect. Same thing. To form a right angle. Very good. So perpendicular lines are two lines that cross and form 90-degree angles. So when we draw a picture, there's what our parallel lines look like. How about perpendicular lines? What do they look like? Like an X, but more specifically, if we draw an X, this little square in the corner here, if you just draw the lines, you didn't use any tools, did you? You didn't use any measuring tools, right? So who knows if it's 90 degrees? Could be 89, could be 88, right? Could be 92, could be 91. But if you put that little square in there, that is telling the reader of your paper that your intention was to say that that's a 90-degree angle. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay? So even if you are not using measuring tools, okay, you can say that's a 90-degree angle by putting that little box in the corner. You got that? Okay? How about a real-world example of parallel lines? Yeah. Train tracks. All right. Train tracks. Let me see. What do we put here? Oh, look at that. Railroad tracks. Very good. How about perpendicular lines? Which ones? Intersecting roads? Yeah. Intersecting roads. Very good. How about other examples? All right. So here we have transversals and angles. Now, this list of vocabulary, you are going to need to know it inside and out. Okay? We have transversals, interior angles, exterior angles, alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles, and corresponding angles. Okay? One that's not on this list is called vertical angles. You might want to add that in your list. A transversal. A transversal is a line that intersects two or more lines. Okay? And when that happens, 8 angles are formed. If you look at this diagram right here, angle L, line L is the transversal. Okay? Line L is the transversal. Interior angles are the angles that are where? Inside, in between the two parallel lines. So here, angles 3, 4, 5, and 6 are the interior angles. Now, alternate interior angles are interior angles that lie on opposite sides of the transversal. When the lines are parallel, their measures are equal. Okay, what's another word for equal in geometry? Starts with a C. Congruent. I think I heard it out there. Congruent. Very good. So we're looking at alternate interior angles. So alternate interior angles are angles that lie on the opposite sides of the transversal. So interior means they're where? Inside, right? So if I'm looking at angle 4, the other angle that is inside but on the opposite side of the transversal is which one? Here's the transversal. 3 is on the inside, yeah, but that's not going to be it's not the alternate interior. The alternate interior is going to be that one because they're also congruent. Okay? So if you look, 4 and 3 are not congruent, right? The one that's congruent would be that 6 over there. And then, if I'm looking at number 3, the alternate interior angle to that one is 5. Got it? So exterior angles are on the outside of the parallel lines. They're on the outside of the parallel lines. So, which ones are exterior angles? 1, 2, 8, and 7. Those are the exterior angles. Okay? Now, the ones that are alternate to each other, okay, alternate exterior angles are exterior angles that lie on opposite sides of the transversal. So here is a transversal over here, and they're congruent, right? So 1 and which one? 7 are alternate exterior angles. You got it? So the one that is alternate exterior to number 2 is number 8. Is everybody clear? Angles. Corresponding angles are those angles that are in the same position on the two lines in relation to the transversal. When the lines are parallel, their measures are equal. So corresponding angles are also congruent. Okay? So when it says they are in the same position on the two lines, that means if one is on top of the line up here, then down here it's going to be on top of the line down here. You get me? If it's on the bottom of the line down here, then up here, then down here it's going to be on the bottom of the line down here. You got it? Okay. So, corresponding angles, if I'm looking at angle 1, which one corresponds to angle 1? It's on the top. 5 is corresponding. You see? It's on the same side of the transversal. And since this one is on top of this line, the one that corresponds will be still on this side of the transversal and on top of the line. You got that? Okay? So if I look here, which one corresponds to angle 2? Very good. Angle 6 corresponds to angle 2. Which one corresponds to angle 4? 8. Very good. You got it? And which one corresponds to angle 3? 7. Please make sure you add vertical lines. Vertical angles. Okay? Vertical angles are formed, write this down, are formed when two lines intersect. They are the angles opposite each other. And they are congruent. Those two angles that are opposite each other are called vertical angles, and they are congruent. Read this to you. Special notation is used to indicate perpendicular and parallel lines. Here, for perpendicular, you will see intersecting lines, and you will see the little red square, or you'll see the little square in the angles. That tells you they're perpendicular, because if this one is 90 degrees, then all of them are 90 degrees. Okay? Here, the red arrows indicate that the two lines are parallel. Okay? That's how you indicate. You just put little arrows on your line. Okay? For this example, we want to classify the relationship between angle 4 and 6. All right. 4 and 6. Now, when we do this, we have to look at where they are in relation to the parallel line and in relation to the transversal. Okay? So, 4 and 6. Are they inside or outside the parallel lines? They are inside the parallel line. So, are they interior or exterior? They are on the inside of the parallel lines. They are interior. Okay? Now, where are they in relation to the transversal? Are they on the same side or on the opposite sides? Opposite. Which word means opposite? Alternate means opposite, right? So, these are alternate, interior, angles. Okay? These are alternate interior angles. There's your classification. The explanation, they are on the inside of the parallel lines and they are on opposite sides of the transversal. When two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, special angle relationships exist. If you know the measure of one of the angles, you can find the measures of all of the angles. If you know one, you can find the measure of all of them. Okay? Suppose you know that the measure of angle 1, so everybody see this? Says, the way you read this is the measure of angle 1. Okay? That is the measure of angle 1. So the measure of angle 1 is 50. So the measure of angle 1 is 50. Okay? We want to use that to find the measures of angle 2, 3, and 4. Right? What does supplementary mean? Supplementary angles are two angles, and when you add them together, you get 180 degrees. Okay? So, when we add 50 plus that other angle that's right next to it, you get 130, right? If you add those together, that's going to give you 180. Is that right? All right. So, the measure of angle 3 here is 50. The measure of angle 3 is also 50 because they are vertical angles. The measure of angle 5 would be 50 because those are corresponding angles. The measure of angle 3, again, would be 50 because these two are alternate interior angles. Now, if, let's see, the measure of angle 1 is 50, those two are supplementary angles, which means angle 4 is 130 degrees. Okay? A furniture designer built the bookcase shown. Line A is parallel to line B. Line A and line B are parallel. If the measure of angle 2 is 105, find the measure of angle 6 and the measure of angle 3. And we want to justify our answer. So, if 105 is the measure of angle 2, in order to find the measure of angle 6, they have to add up to 180 degrees. So, the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 6 is equal to 180 degrees. So we substitute in. We've got 105 plus the measure of angle 6 equals 180. In order to find the measure of angle 6, we use our inverse operations, so we subtract 105 on both sides. So the measure of angle 6 is 75 degrees. Now, if the measure of angle 6 is 75 degrees, then we know that the measure of angle 3 is also 75 degrees because angle 6 and angle 3 are alternate interior angles. They are inside the parallel lines and they are on opposite sides of the transversal. Here it says refer to the situation above to find the measure of angle 4. Well, let's see. If we know that the measure of angle 4 and the measure of angle 3 are supplementary, then we can use the same thing over here to find out that it's 75 degrees. Or we could say that angle 2 and angle 4 are corresponding angles, and corresponding angles are congruent. In the figure, line M is parallel to line N, and line Q is perpendicular to line P. The measure of angle 1 is 40. What is the measure of angle 7?